The following program is a production of HEW Entertainment and contains views, opinions, commentaries, and content that may offend some subscribers of this show. Listener discretion is advised.
It's that time once again for HEW Entertainment Radio.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Hosted by Jonathan Clarke.
You beat the man! You gotta beat the man! Woo!
Be sure to join us in the live chat room during the show.
Hulkamania is running wild like it's never ran before.
Call us on one of our request lines. If you live in the United States, call us at 1-641-985-7800, box number 3729288. If you're from Canada and would like to call us from 1-647-724-4194, box number 3729288. Long distance charges may apply in some areas.
I've been the World Heavyweight Champion 10 times.
Or you can always drop us a line at MySpace, myspace.com/HEW Entertainment.
And you will rest in peace.
Emailing us works for you too. Email us hewwrestling@hotmail.com.
I am a wrestling god. JBL.
And now, without any further ado, here is your host of HEW Entertainment Radio on the official website of HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke.
The champ is here.
Streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. HEW Entertainment Radio is inviting you to comment on our video blogs, join the conversation, and like us. So what are you waiting for? Log on and listen now.
Don't miss out on any of the action. Download our app on the App Store, Google Play, and the official website of HEW Entertainment. Once you download and install it, you'll get caught up on news, YouTube videos, and more. Download it now.
I can't kick off my show this week without telling you how happy I am for Daniel Bryan and all of his fans. These fans who have had this emotional connection to Daniel Bryan at least for the last 5 years. Over the last 5 years, we have been treated to some of the best matches of all time, greatest matches of all time because of Daniel Bryan with the likes of John Cena, Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton. Who's ever going to forget WrestleMania 30? And I think WWE have been trying to figure out something for Daniel Bryan to do. And this is the biggest reason that revolves around Daniel Bryan as the new SmackDown Live general manager with Commissioner Shane McMahon. I think this is the beginning of promising times for SmackDown that's going to take SmackDown all the way to the top of the WWE mountain for the first time since at least 2004 through 2006. About 10 or 11 years ago, SmackDown was putting up better storylines and being far more creative than what Monday Night Raw ever was. And then Raw just kind of took over as the flagship show of WWE because it was 3 hours long. It became the Super Show featuring all superstars from all brands. It defeated the purpose of having the brand extension, and now, for the first time in years, SmackDown is going to give Raw competition that it's been wanting for a very long time and that Vince McMahon and Triple H seemingly have missed. And it's all going to be because of the feuds that we're going to see between not just Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon, but also Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan. It's a really exciting time to be a wrestling fan, and I hope you take advantage of it. What are my thoughts on Daniel Bryan being the new SmackDown Live general manager? That is coming up in the show this week, and you can get in on the conversation. You can join it on my Facebook page at HEW Entertainment, on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1, on my YouTube channel at Jonathan Clarke 22, where you can give me some comments if you've got a thought on Daniel Bryan as the new SmackDown general manager. He's a certified general manager. He has the power to make decisions in matches on the behalf of Shane McMahon and the WWE corporate board, and I think he's going to do a great job, probably a better job than any SmackDown GM we have seen in the past. And definitely he will go a long way in surpassing and beating out general managers of the past like Vickie Guerrero, Theodore Long, Paul Heyman. There have been so many SmackDown general managers, and that's why I referred to the SmackDown general manager position as seemingly a revolving door, and it's been that way for what feels like forever. For a lot of wrestling fans, SmackDown general managers seem to come and go all the time, just as we get used to a SmackDown general manager. Theodore Long was the longest reigning SmackDown general manager in the history of the brand. We get used to a general manager on SmackDown and then just vanish because they're not putting out great matches, they're not making great decisions, and the ratings reports tell all for WWE because SmackDown general managers just aren't getting it done. When you compare the reigns of Raw general managers like Eric Bischoff, even Shane McMahon had a chance to run Monday Night Raw back in the day. They have more promising runs as Raw general managers than the SmackDown general managers ever had. So let me say this. This is going to be the first time that we've seen a SmackDown general manager actually last a substantial amount of time, and it all has to do with the connection that Daniel Bryan has always had with these fans that seemingly has gone nowhere. Even when Daniel Bryan went down with a major injury, people never gave up on Daniel Bryan, and that is why he is back in WWE, and that's why he's putting out ratings for SmackDown and the reports for SmackDown, the reviews, along with the phenomenal roster they have, which include the likes of John Cena and Randy Orton, is giving SmackDown the power it's needed for a very long time to actually do something. Now, I know there are people out there and actually go somewhere that would like to see Daniel Bryan wrestling again. Although we may be a long way away from seeing that happen, we have seen Daniel Bryan give us some of the best matches and greatest matches of all time. People will always talk about the triple threat match with Randy Orton and Batista and how he defeated 3 former members of Evolution to become WWE World Heavyweight Champion for what was the first time ever in his career. But for me, I go all the way back to his match with John Cena in 2013 at that year's SummerSlam. It was an incredible match before Randy Orton came out and got involved and cost Daniel Bryan the title the way he did, and that really got Daniel Bryan noticed. And that's when the connection between Daniel Bryan, even weeks prior to the match with John Cena, that's when the connection between Daniel Bryan and all the fans really blew up and really was blown out of proportion. And that's when they knew that Daniel Bryan was going to be in the main event of WrestleMania the following year by 2014 because of the response he was getting from the fans. People were getting into the yes movement, as WWE were referring to it as, calling it. And I think they did a great job promoting it. And it's just unfortunate that Daniel Bryan went down with a major injury at the point in his career that he did go down with a major injury because he was going to be in the main event picture for a very long time, just as Seth Rollins is expected to be in the main event picture for a very long time because even though he gets on your nerves, he still is a main eventer, and he's obviously a favorite of Triple H and Stephanie, and it's going to remain that way for a very long time. That's why he didn't have to qualify for the Universal Championship match at SummerSlam, which I'm still waiting to be revealed on either Raw or SmackDown. I'd love to see the revealing of the championship because there's been so much conversation
on this Universal Championship, and be it how they've gone about revealing championships weeks before pay-per-views, I hope they do the same thing with the Universal Championship and have a lot of credibility tied in significantly with that championship. But we have seen so many general managers of the past getting back on track here with Daniel Bryan, who have made great decisions for championship divisions and titles on SmackDown. The U.S. title was brought back by Stephanie McMahon. There were a lot of great decisions made by Theodore Long, a lot of first-time matches happening on SmackDown, and a lot of great main events came at the expense of Theodore Long. So how is Daniel Bryan going to follow that? Well, he's been doing a great job on recent editions of SmackDown. We got the six-pack challenge a couple of weeks ago. Bray Wyatt and Dolph Ziggler for the number one contender spot for SummerSlam. That was given to us by Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, and those are just the first of many main events to come from Daniel Bryan that I'm expecting to see give the fans and fans to give Daniel Bryan respect in return for giving us, because a lot of SmackDown general managers, even when they could, went further with the brand because of restrictions. They were unable to do it. But I don't think there's going to be any restrictions on Daniel Bryan, because SmackDown is going to need the ratings. They have the star power for the first time in years. Let's see if they take full advantage of it. And I think they're going to be able to do that for the first time in years, especially with promising superstars like Baron Corbin on the show, Apollo Crews, Dolph Ziggler, who's the number one contender going to SummerSlam to face Dean Ambrose. When you talk about the split brand pay-per-views, there's also a lot of promise that goes with that too. That's going to give Daniel Bryan even more of a chance to create, because he's going to have a pay-per-view that's exclusive to the SmackDown roster. He's going to be able to mix things up. We're going to see a lot of first-time rematches and concepts that sometimes probably will seem